Hi everyone, welcome to a very special episode of Draw With Me when we're on day 8 of our 30 days drawing challenge, and we're going to be drawing two eyes facing the same direction. Not only are we going to be drawing circles perfectly freehand, but we're actually going to be drawing an actual object that exists and isn't just a basic shape. And of course we're walking in the cold, walking the dog. So stutters and gaspings are mandatory, and this one might actually be useful for some of you. So of course we are starting with a perfect circle as always, and directly next to it another perfect circle. Am I not just amazing? So we're just going to correct these to become the actual circles that we want. And I still think I'm getting slightly better at this. Also, these will by no means look like realistic eyes by the end of this video, but we're going to enjoy it anyway. So there's one circle, and little by little, here comes the second circle, which in my opinion looks perfect. Hope yours go just as well. The next step, we're going to draw the point where our eyes are going to be focusing. And for these two, they're going to be focusing on the right hand side towards our title. And while I'm finishing these off, I was just wondering, is it worse to wear shorts in the snow or a coat during the summer on a beach? I think wearing shorts in the snow is perfectly fine, but let me know what you think. So this will be my point, and I'm going to draw a line from the centre of each circle towards this point, which will just give us a bit of reference to where the pupils will end up being drawn. We're going to start with the iris, which is the coloured part of the eye, and draw this passing the halfway point in the middle, the centre of the circle even. And what we should have are matching proportions on each eye. We don't know how far away the thing is we're looking at, but they should look very similar to each other. And these two clearly don't. So instead of continuing with these eyes, we're going to draw another set, because there is no salvaging these, in my opinion. I'm going to try, but I'm going to fail. But that will give me an excuse to draw the eyes facing towards each other, almost as if they're cross-eyed. So as I attempt to rectify this right eye, even though it just becomes worse and worse, I'm actually going to think about other things I could add to the eyes to make them more like a face. So what you can probably see in the thumbnail, I'm going to be adding a bit of colour and some eyebrows and some bags underneath the eyes as well. Of course, once I do this correctly, I will be drawing lots of thin lines from the edge of the iris to the centre of the pupil to give the impression of an actual human eye. Yep, that was not good, and I'm going to draw two more circles and have this point in the centre as the focal point, so you can make them cross-eyed. Drawing a line from the centre of each circle towards the focal point. And then I'm going to draw the iris about halfway between the centre to the centre. And even though they look a bit like olives at the moment, they will eventually look like eyes. It's still a bit rough around the edges, but I suppose that first set was my warm-up, which, as of yesterday, I have promised I'm going to start doing before my videos. So these may look a bit cartoonish at the moment, but once I clear them up, I think they'll look more like the real thing. And I am just horrible at drawing the iris colour. I'm going to attempt to add a bit of green to it, but this is certainly something I will need to practice for the future when I study anatomy and drawing faces more often, which is something I would love to do because I've always wanted to, and whenever I've drawn people in the past, it's always been quite insulting. So at some point, if I can draw a portrait and be happy with it, I'll be happy with myself. In all fairness, I could probably be using a lot softer brush, adding the base colour to start with, and then highlighting different accents as you move forward. And I do have to wonder, any of you watching, are any of you actually following the lessons with me? Obviously you don't have to, but I know, I'm just curious, I suppose. And I am doing a terrible job continuing with these eye colours, but I'm just going to give the lines a bit of thickness now and tidy them up a bit. With moments such as these, I should probably edit this a bit, speed it up, because it's not like you need to see every single detail. These are immediately looking a lot more cartoonish, but I suppose the theory is once you've drawn the actual eyeball in its entirety, you can draw some eyelids over the top of it, and you could actually start to build the makings of a face, but that's probably ignoring a lot of different technique in drawing faces, which I haven't even begun to think about, as I am a complete amateur at this point. As a side note, is it appropriate to keep wearing Christmas jumpers until people start taking down Christmas trees? Personally, I think we should be able to wear them as long as Christmas trees are up. But yeah, I've had a couple of comments to say otherwise. But there we have it. 2 eyes, and because I can't think of anything else to talk about, I'm going to speed the last bit up and just play a bit of music over the top of it. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you learned something and had a chance to try this yourself, and I'll see everyone else tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.